You signed a 30-year mortgage on a brand new home. So what exactly are you committing to for 3 decades? The builder who sold it to you warrants the workmanship for about 1 year. The plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, about 2 years. Certain structural defects, maybe 10 years. That leaves roughly 20 years of payments with no safety net behind the walls. The builder-grade lie is simple. Everything you can see looks premium, and everything that determines whether the house survives your loan is already hidden. The question is what's actually behind those walls, and who profits when you never find out. In 2025, buyers purchased roughly 679,000 new single-family homes across the United States. By December of that year, the median price for these properties reached $414,400. For most families, buying one of these houses requires a standard 30-year mortgage, representing the largest financial decision of their lives. Yet, the legal paperwork protecting that massive investment operates on a completely different timeline. The Federal Trade Commission outlines a baseline framework commonly used in builder contracts. 1 year for basic workmanship and materials, 2 years for major mechanical systems like plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, and up to 10 years for specified structural defects. This is a clear contract mismatch. The 90% figure is a provocative warning about this asymmetry, not a literal national defect statistic. Buyers sign up for 3 decades of debt, but the actual protection clock runs out long before the mortgage is paid off. Before ownership even begins, the most critical structural work is already buried behind drywall, leaving families to inherit the risk. It is easy to romanticize older homes, imagining a bygone era of master craftsmen, but that nostalgic view ignores reality. Older houses frequently hide hazardous lead pipes, outdated wiring, structural rot, and decades of unpermitted renovations. The real shift in how homes are built is not about age, it is about corporate organization. Between 2009 and 2024, the National Association of Home Builders tracked a steady increase in builder concentration across major metropolitan areas. Independent local builders who understood regional soils and handled one-off designs were steadily pushed out. In their place, large production builders took over the market. These corporate entities operate like factory assembly lines. They focus on repeatable floor plans, rapid construction schedules, and strict margin management, turning the building process into an exercise in manufacturing. In 2024, the National Association of Home Builders reported that the top 4 national home builders averaged 54.2% of all closings across 50 major metropolitan areas. In the Las Vegas-Henderson North Las Vegas market, that concentration reached 90.1%. To be clear, this 90% figure is a measure of market control, not construction defects. It means a handful of corporate entities control nearly every new residential contract in the region. At this scale, the math of home building shifts from craftsmanship to strict manufacturing economics. When a corporate builder closes tens of thousands of homes annually, saving $5 on a single roll of flashing tape or shaving 10 minutes off a framing task is a major financial win. When repeated across an entire national portfolio, those tiny individual cuts add up to millions of dollars in corporate profit. For the builder, it is a highly successful business model. For the buyer, it creates an environment where speed and margin govern how a home is assembled. To get these fast-moving houses approved, builders must meet the local building code, but buyers often misunderstand what that phrase actually means. The International Residential Code, under Chapter 1, Section 101, states its purpose plainly: to establish minimum requirements for safety, health, and general welfare. It acts as a safety floor rather than a measure of quality. Meeting code simply means the building is legally safe enough to occupy without collapsing or catching fire. It is no guarantee of premium workmanship, structural redundancy, long lifespan, or easy repairability. A home can be legally code compliant while still being constructed with the cheapest materials and most basic methods allowed by law. This leaves a major gap between what is legally allowed and what actually lasts. A house can pass every official inspection while being built to the lowest legal standard, leaving the homeowner to deal with the long-term consequences. The National Association of Home Builders 2024 cost survey reveals the strict financial boundaries of a typical new home. The finished lot accounts for 13.7% of the final sale price, while builder profit takes 11.0%. The actual physical construction makes up 64.4%. On an average home, that construction cost equals $428,215, or roughly $162 per square foot. Because builders cannot easily change the price of land or their own profit targets, they optimize that construction share through a process called value engineering. This means changing a material, specification, detail, or labor process to lower the cost while keeping the visible, final product looking exactly the same. It is far easier for a builder to swap out a high-performance moisture barrier behind a wall or shave hours off the installation schedule than it is to remove the quartz countertops or tile showers that buyers actually look at. The savings are hidden, but the consequences are not. According to NAHB data, builders spend an average of $32,719 on site work and $44,748 on foundations. Together, these two steps represent 18.1% of the total construction cost. This phase sets the structural baseline for the entire home. Few subdivisions actually sit on swamp dirt. Instead, the real risk comes from poor grading, uncompacted fill, and neglected quality control. When a builder rushes this phase, a chain of failure begins. Soil that is not compacted correctly shifts over time, causing differential settlement. This movement cracks concrete slabs and ruins the perimeter drainage designed to keep water away from the structure. Correcting these errors while heavy equipment is still on site is straightforward, but once the house is built and the dirt is covered, repairing a shifting foundation requires invasive, expensive post-completion work. What could have been fixed in an afternoon with a tractor becomes a massive financial burden, forever locked beneath the floor. The Bureau of Labor Statistics recorded about 6.4 million construction and extraction workers in May 2025, including approximately 670,090 carpenters. But these massive national numbers hide a localized crisis. The National Association of Home Builders reports persistent skilled labor shortages that drive up costs and squeeze construction schedules. To build at scale, developers rely on complex chains of independent subcontractors. The physical house progresses through a strict, rapid sequence: excavation, framing, utility rough-ins, roofing, insulation, drywall, and final finish work. Each trade depends entirely on the precision of the trade before it. With schedules compressed to the absolute limit, crews face intense pressure to keep moving. There is rarely time to pause, inspect, and correct misaligned framing or sloppy pipe runs. Instead, questionable work is accepted as good enough because the next crew is already on site, ready to cover those mistakes with insulation and drywall, permanently sealing them inside the walls. Critics often call modern engineered wood cheap garbage, but that is a misunderstanding of materials science. Wood-eye joists, trusses, and oriented strand board, or OSB, are highly consistent, legitimate structural products. By engineering out natural knots and defects, they maximize efficiency. However, this efficiency introduces critical trade-offs. Because these components have less physical mass, every installation detail becomes unforgiving. A single misplaced fastener, a poorly cut pipe penetration, or exposure to water can compromise their strength. Fire protection is especially sensitive. A 2008 Underwriters Laboratories test series evaluated how different floor assemblies performed under standard furnace conditions. An unprotected solid dimensional lumber floor held for 18 minutes. An unprotected, lightweight engineered joist floor collapsed in just 4 minutes. Adding a half-inch gypsum ceiling extended that lightweight assembly to 11 minutes. While these lab timings do not predict real-world house fires, they prove a vital point. A product label does not determine performance. The quality of the overall assembly does. Water always finds the shortest path inside, exploiting tiny gaps around windows, roof transitions, and plumbing penetrations. In 2013, the EPA published its official moisture control guidance, proving that site drainage, foundations, walls, roofs, plumbing, and HVAC are not isolated parts. They are one connected system. The The primary defense in this system is flashing, metal or adhesive barriers that act as a controlled path, directing water safely away from the structure. But when fast-moving crews rush, critical steps get skipped. A single piece of misaligned flashing tape or an unsealed window flange leaves a hidden gap. Rainwater slips behind the siding, soaking the sheathing and fiberglass insulation. Because modern walls are tightly sealed, this trapped moisture has nowhere to go. It sits in darkness, rotting the wood and feeding toxic mold behind the drywall. Fixing these hidden leaks eventually requires stripping siding, tearing open walls, and replacing structural members, costing homeowners tens of thousands of dollars. The villain is not modern energy efficiency standards or engineered wood products. The true failure is bad detailing on the job site, where speed routinely overrides precision. Walk into a brand new model home and you are immediately greeted by glowing quartz countertops, a massive kitchen island, stainless steel appliances, and polished lighting. This is the showroom illusion. It is designed to capture your attention and drive your buying decision. But the actual math of where your money goes tells a very different story. According to the National Association of Home Builders 2024 Cost Survey, interior finishes consume the single largest slice of construction costs at 24.1%. In contrast, cabinets and countertops make up just 4.5%. Meanwhile, the critical bones of the house get far less financial weight. Framing sits at 16.6%, and foundations, which support the entire structure, get only 10.5%. Roofing drops to 3.9%, and the sheathing holding your walls together represents a mere 1.5%. This funding gap creates a major sensory disconnect. You easily spot the elegant tile backsplash, but you cannot see the flashing tape, the drainage layers, the sheathing, the fasteners, or the foundation work that keeps the water out and the structure straight. This does not mean every new home is defective. It simply means there is a massive difference between premium-looking and premium-built construction. Builders know that buyers evaluate what they can see, so they spend money where it shines, leaving the invisible, protective shell to survive on whatever remains. Once you sign the papers, the clock starts ticking. The standard warranty schedule operates as a series of rapidly expiring deadlines. Your coverage for basic workmanship and materials typically runs out after just 12 months. Major mechanical systems, like your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, usually carry only a 2-year window, while structural elements might be covered for up to 10. To survive this timeline, you must treat your first year of homeownership like an audit. Do not wait for the 11th month to look for problems. Document every issue immediately. Pooling water in the yard, hairline cracks in drywall, nail pops, doors that suddenly rub against their frames, and uneven cooling. Build a dated evidence file containing photos, videos, and every exchange with the builder. At month 10, hire an independent inspector to find what you missed. Remember, an inspection report merely documents these conditions. It does not automatically guarantee coverage. You must file prompt, written notice under your actual contract before that 1-year cliff cuts off your rights. If the builder ignores your notices, you do not simply march into a courtroom. The sales contract itself dictates how disputes are handled. Many new home warranties require buyers to submit any defect claim to mediation or binding arbitration before filing a lawsuit. While homeowners can still sue in specific situations, these clauses alter the entire path to a resolution. Under these agreements, you may have to accept an arbitrator's final decision with little to no opportunity for appeal. Getting to that decision is not free. Filing fees, discovery, and arbitrator fees can easily climb to several $1,000s out of your own pocket. Because deadlines, remedies, and legal enforceability vary heavily by state, you must inspect this paperwork before signing. Check the notice deadlines, the builder's right to cure procedures, and how the arbitrator is selected. When you buy a brand new house, the contract is just as much a part of the product as the framing. For high-value agreements, paying a local real estate attorney to review these clauses is a necessary investment. The scale of modern home building turns individual choices into neighborhood-wide patterns. Consider the roughly 679,000 new single-family homes sold across the United States in 2025. In vast tracts of these master-planned subdivisions, hundreds of adjacent properties are built at the exact same time, using the exact same materials, crews, and methods. They share identical roof shingles, siding packages, window brands, and HVAC units. When these components inevitably age, they do so on a synchronized timeline. A decade or two later, entire streets can reach their major replacement cycles simultaneously. This creates a potential financial cliff. It represents a clustered wave of household and neighborhood cash flow pressure rather than a guaranteed collapse of property values, as everyone faces major capital expenditures at the same time. To protect your investment, follow the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau guidelines. They advise hiring an independent home inspector accountable solely to you, and warn against buying without a thorough review. If your builder agreement permits, write multi-phase inspections directly into your contract. Arrange professional assessments at the foundation or pre-pour phase, the framing or pre-drywall stage, a final walkthrough before closing, and a final 10 to 11 month check before your initial warranty expires. During construction, photograph the job site. Photograph open wall cavities, record exact manufacturer product and model numbers, and examine the grading and exterior drainage. Scrutinize the window and roof flashing, check plumbing penetrations, and evaluate the ductwork. Look for attic and crawl space moisture, identify early cracks or movement, inspect doors and windows, and test plumbing and HVAC performance in any accessible unfinished area. Read the warranty and arbitration clauses before you sign your purchase agreement. Building beyond the minimum code is achievable. In May 2026, the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety reported that its voluntary fortified program, which mandates wind-resistant roof decks and redundant water barriers, passed 100,000 designations nationwide, proving that resilient alternatives exist. True value is defined by structural integrity, water management, sound workmanship, and easy repairability, rather than a flashy cosmetic finish package. Protect your 30-year commitment with one simple rule: inspect what will be hidden before it gets hidden. Today, we buy homes based on the paint we see rather than the framing we don't. As these modern subdivisions age together, the cost of our silence will dwarf any cosmetic upgrade. Your home is your largest investment. Don't let shiny finishes blind you to structural reality. Inspect what will be hidden before it gets hidden. Share your building experiences in the comments below.